What is going on, YouTube? My name is Nick, and welcome to another NBA 2K video. And today, I am rebuilding the Houston Rockets in NBA 2K20 before the NBA draft and free agency. Now, this roster I found on NBA 2K20 was pretty accurate to the playoffs. It's got John Wall, Christian Wood, Eric Gordon, Kenneth Faried, Kelly Olynyk, Daniel House, DJ Augustine, Kevin Porter Jr., Avery Bradley, David Nwaba, Chris Clemens, and then there's Sterling Brown, DJ Wilson, Jayshawn Tate, and Kenyon Martin. So yeah, that's the roster that we're working with. This is before the trade deadline, as I said, and before the draft. So, yes, closest roster I could find. I had to make some changes to it in order to have it be accurate around the time like the roster was out. But yeah, there's the point guards we got. We got 4 point guards. Gonna look to trade Avery Bradley in this video. John Wall I did decide to stick with in this rebuild for a little bit. So yeah, that's. And then small forwards, Eric Gordon looking to trade in the offseason. Same with Daniel House because they are on multi-year contracts. And then Kevin Porter Jr. is going to be with the team in the long term. So those are the small forwards. Yeah, Sterling Brown, kind of expendable on this team. Yeah, former Buck. So yeah. And then my power forward Christian Wood, and I'm keeping Kenyon Martin Jr. around because he will hopefully develop. And then we got Kenneth Faried and Kelly Olynyk as our centers. Would like to bring Kelly Olynyk back once his contract is up. He's a nice center to have. He signed with the Pistons in real life. So yeah, there is our centers. Now I'm going to look to make a trade here. I'm looking to trade Avery Bradley and Chris Clemens to see what I can get. Now, I found a trade offer that I like, getting Richaun Holmes and Justin James, along with a second round pick. I'm going to try and see if I can get a second round pick in return. So, yeah, I tried to get a Pistons second round pick for the 2020 draft in this game because, yeah, it starts you in the 2020 season, and I'm unable to get that pick. So then I try for a swap worst second round pick with the Warriors. So yeah, the trade is Avery Bradley, Chris Clemens, a 2023 second round Dallas swap first for Richaun Holmes, Justin James, and a second from the Warriors. They were not interested. Counteroffer by the Kings for Kenyon Martin Jr. and a second round pick from Philly, and Mo Harkless. Now I didn't want to trade Kenyon Martin Jr. So I had to modify the trade. Should say I don't want to trade him. I am pre-recording this, by the way. That's why I'm talking like I know what's going to happen. So yeah, just so you guys know that I pre-recorded the video and doing the audio after, or I recorded the video before the audio, I should say. So yeah, I tried to throw in another player in this trade, Kenneth Faried. To try to get a second round pick. Let's see. Or yeah, I put in Kenneth Faried, and then I've tried to get another player in Kyle Guy to make the trade work. So I can put my second in there for theirs to swap seconds, and the trade does work. Sacramento accepts, so there it is. I still have Daniel House and Eric Gordon on the trading block, and there are some guys on my target list that I thought about going after. So yeah, Daniel House and Gordon I'm going to trade in the offseason because they have more years left on their contract. And here is the rotation for the first season. John Wall, Eric Gordon, starting in the backcourt. The game wanted me to start David Nwaba for some reason. I don't know why. To develop him. So Wall, 33, Gordon 27, House 20, Wood 29, Holmes 27. So that is the starting five. And then with a bench of Olynyk as our sixth man, Augustine, and then I gotta figure out my 8th, 9th, and 10th men. So I move Kevin Porter. I'm gonna give Kevin Porter Jr. 20 minutes, and then I'm deciding here who I want to play as my 10th man. It is going to be Jae'Sean Tate. I will play him as my 9th man, I should say. Jae'Sean Tate getting 17 minutes, and then I want to play Kenyon Martin Jr. Or do I play David Nwaba? I do play David Nwaba. I'm going to play him 16 minutes, so yeah. That is our rotation. So it's Wall, Gordon, House, Wood, Holmes. Wall, Gordon, House, Wood, and Holmes as our starting five, with a bench of Olynyk, Augustine, Porter Jr., Tate, and Nwaba. So finishing up season number 1 here, we have one of the worst records in the league all time with 14 wins and 68 losses. LeBron James is the MVP. Isaac Okoro is the Rookie of the Year for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He has a really good rookie year, shooting 42 from the field. Michael Carter-Williams, 6th Man of the Year with the Magic. That's interesting. And then Kawhi Leonard is the Defensive Player of the Year. Jason Tatum is the Most Improved Player. And then Steve Nash, Coach of the Year for the 61-21 Brooklyn Nets. There is First Team All-NBA, headlined by Curry. No Rockets there since we were so terrible. No Rockets on second or third All-NBA teams. And then First Team All-Defensive, again, no Rockets. No Rockets on the second team. Bledsoe's on there with the Pelicans. First Team All-Rookie, we don't get anybody. LaMelo, Okoro make it. Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman are all on All-Rookie First Team. And no one on All-Second Team either. And simulating the playoffs here. Let's see who wins the championship. And it is a classic NBA Finals. Lakers-Celtics. Lakers go up 3-2. Celtics force a Game 7, but the Lakers do win in 7. LeBron is the Finals MVP, averaging 30 points per game in those 7 games, shooting 51% from the field. Moving on to the offseason, where I'm going to have to make some serious moves. Going to move Gordon. There's retirements. Nobody does retire for us. Vince Carter, Jamal Crawford, and Paul Gasol retire. And so does Iggy as well. J.R. Smith, Bogut, just some of the names of guys that are retiring. Over to league meetings here. I am going to reject all of these. And over to the draft lottery here. We do not have our pick in this for some reason. I think because the Rockets traded it to the Nuggets, or I don't know what happened, but for some reason we did not have our pick. So I had to trade override for it. But yeah, we had the best odds for the number 1 pick. So that Nuggets pick is our pick. Just so y'all know. And yeah, I'm not gonna make y'all sit through the lottery. I'll show you what happened. And the Nuggets did get number 1, so we will trade override for that pick. And get that so I can get the number 1 overall pick, which is pretty awesome. Can trade for my pick back from the Nuggets. So I do just that. I trade swap Worst with Miami from 2021 to the Denver Nuggets for my pick back. Because I figure I can trade for another pick in 2020, another first in 2021 later on, which I will do. So yeah, we trade for that pick, and yeah, I override it so I can get my pick back. So we have the number 1 overall pick in the draft, And we get Jacob Underwood, so we have one coach right now, which is pretty funny. So we have to go out and actually hire completely different coaches than I offered, because none of them accepted there. So I do decide to offer for Nate McMillan, who has who is B's across the board. And we get Timothy Thomas, we get Willis, we get Rush, and we get Forrest. And then for scouting, Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green and Evan Mobley and Jalen Johnson are the top guys. As y'all can see, I'm gonna look at drafting Jalen Green like they did in real life. Even though Cade Cunningham is the best prospect, I would like to get Green because we do have John Wall, and I could always trade for a point guard with John Wall. So that's my thinking there. All right, we're on the clock with the first overall pick in the NBA draft, and like I said, I'm looking to draft Jalen Green, who is going to be an 81 overall, small forward. He is 6'5". He's 19 years old. So Jalen Green, the first overall pick in the draft. And then we also have a pick coming up late in the second round, pick 54. We are on the clock after the Pelicans, who take Norm Mann out of UCLA, point guard. So we're on the clock now at 54. And I'm looking at center. Richard Cox, Makur Maker are here. Let's see, we got some power forwards. We got a Euro stash player in Hendrik Larson. I'm just looking for somebody to play a bench role on this team. Hoping to be a backup center. Just fill some minutes. And I was looking to see what college Maker went to. He went to Howard, and he's projected to be the 49th pick in the draft. So a little bit lower. Drafted a little bit lower than he was projected. But yes, I take 7-foot Makur Maker out of Howard University. And that will wrap up the draft for me in year number 1. And yes, as you can see, Jalen Green was the first overall pick in the draft. Cade went 2 to the Hornets. And then Makur Maker is a 70 out of, or 70 overall. So that's pretty nice. That's a good second round pick for us. And we are going to sign Jalen Green and Makur Maker. I don't know why the game just auto declines to sign the second round pick. Doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, Green in 81 and Maker a 70. And for team player options, we're going to pick it up on Kevin Porter Jr. Justin James, no, but yes for Jason Tate. James isn't going to play for us. That's why we're not picking him up. And then here's the pending options: Leonard, Trae Young, and Chris Paul, Zion Williamson, and Ja Morant. Leonard declines. Those other guys accept. DJ Wilson, I am going to extend not going to extend the qualifying offer on him. I don't want to pay him that money just to not play. And over to moratorium here. So yeah, Kawhi Leonard, Rudy Gobert, DeRozan, and Drummond are available in free agency. Not gonna sign any of these guys since I'm rebuilding. We're not trying to win now. Now I do want to bring back Rashawn Holmes and Kelly Olynyk to be our centers. Olynyk can also play power forward, which is nice. Kenneth Faried's not going to come back. I don't want him. So Holmes, I'm going to offer him a 3-year contract. I'm going to try to lower it a little bit. I don't want to overpay for him too much to be our. He's going to be our starting center. He's either going to be our starting center or our backup. So yeah, no, he's going to be our starting center. Yeah, I don't want to. But I'm not going to overpay for him. So yes, we offer Holmes that 3-year deal. And then looking who else is here in free agency. Yeah, I don't have cap room for Victor Oladipo. He was just going to be a rental anyways. Avery Bradley is a free agent after I traded him. I'm going to offer Olynyk to be our backup center. Just a 1 year deal. 1 year. Yeah, 1 year, $8.3 million deal for Olynyk to be our backup center. And we get Holmes, we get Olynyk, going to renounce the rights on Wilson or decline him because I don't want to pay him that for not playing. So yes, very nice. Yeah, going to renounce the rights on most of the guys here. Okay, so we got Wall and Augustine, Jalen Green is our shooting guard. We got Gordon, Porter Jr., House, and Tate. Gordon, I'm going to look to move this offseason because his contract is expiring. And I feel like I could get a first-round pick for him. Or no, he's got three. His contract is a 3-year contract, but it's expiring. I would like to move him. So yeah, we are going to move Eric Gordon here. We get offered Kyle Anderson and a first from the Grizzlies. I'm considering that trade. We get offered a first and Servetus along with a swap best from the Sixers from the Detroit Pistons. So that could be a good pick because it's top 3 protected. We get offered a first and Jakob Poeltl from the Spurs. We get offered a first from Golden State, but I would have to give up Kenyon Martin Jr. and Draymond. So I'm either looking at the Memphis trade here or that Pistons top 3 protected, which I think I'm going to take. And we get a nice young player in return as well, but we do have to give up a second. But that'll be a good draft pick from the Pistons because I'm expecting them to be bad, I'm expecting the Rockets to be bad. So yeah, Eric Gordon and a 2021. Philly swap best for a second-round pick for a 2021 top 3 protected pick from Detroit and Servetus. And the Pistons do accept that trade, so sweet. We get off of the Eric Gordon contract. Then I'm looking to trade Daniel House to get first-round picks. Or a first-round pick, I should say. Daniel House to get a first-round pick. I get offered a Cody Martin and a 2024 first-round pick from the Charlotte Hornets, but I have to give up a 2024 second. We get offered a 2021 top 10 protected pick and a first from the Kings, and we get Chris Clemens back for Jae'Sean Tate. Don't really want Chris Clemens back from that deal. Get offered another first from our pals Detroit and Rodney McGruder. Interesting. And then I get 2 firsts from the Raptors, a 2023 first and a 2024 first round pick. And that is the trade I'm going to go with. 2 first round picks for Daniel House. That's awesome. Toronto accepts already. So we get a 2021 first from Detroit and then 2 first round picks from the future first round picks from the Raptors. And I actually looked to move DJ Augustine, who I initially was going to keep. But now I've decided I want to trade him, get off of his contract. And we get offered 2 firsts from the Grizzlies, a 2022 top 3 protected and a 2024 first. Definitely considering that. Just looking to see if there's any other good offers. We get Rodney McGruder and a first from the Pistons. Yeah, similar offer to what we were getting before. A selection from the Suns. And then the Thunder also are offering us 2 first-round picks. So, got a few options here to consider. And I'm considering going with the Grizzlies offer because that is a top 3 protected. I'm just looking at the OKC ones, and none of those are protected within the top 10 or top 3. And yeah, I go with the trade from Memphis. We get a 2022 top 3 protected pick from Memphis, and then a 2024 Golden State pick that is unprotected, and Memphis accepts that. So we're just loading up on first round picks here with our trade assets and our veteran players. So yeah, there is our trades. There's the Gordon trade for the first from the Pistons. We get 2 first round picks from the Raptors, and then we get 2 first round picks from the Grizzlies. So I'll be watching those picks in the draft to see where they land in those future drafts. So now our roster consists of John Wall, Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., Servetus, Jason Tate, Christian Wood, Kenyon Martin, and at center, Makur Maker. So I totally have stripped my team, and I'm in full rebuild mode. But I am keeping John Wall to sort of just mentor the younger guys on the team, because and I still think he can be an effective player. So I'm gonna have to look to sign some guys to fill roster spots here. Lou Williams would be a guy that would be nice to go after to be a backup point guard. Mike Conley, but we don't have much cap because we got a big cap hold. So can't really offer anybody. But I'm just looking who's out there. Patty Mills is a player I would like to offer as a backup point guard. So I look to sign him on a 1 year deal here, or possibly a 2-year deal. So yeah, I do offer Patty Mills on a 2-year contract to be a backup point guard for us. Looking at shooting guard because we do need help there. There are some guys here, nobody great, but I do see Gary Trent. That is a guy I'm looking at. He's young, 80 overall. He could make an impact. He's expected 14 mil. I do front load his contract. So yeah, I up it a little bit because I want to make sure I get him. 42.81 mil, and we offer Gary Trent. Be a nice young piece for our team. Looking at the roster again to see what we need. So we offered Mills. I offered Gary Trent. Power forward and small forward were good. So I need a backup center. But I believe I did offer what's his name? Rashawn Holmes, and we get Rashawn Holmes. And Patty Mills places us over the cap limit, so I have to decline him. So yeah, we get Holmes, Olenek, and Trent. I will have to renounce the rights on some more guys if I would want to get Patty Mills. So yeah, I probably would have to renounce the right. I'd have to renounce the rights on Nwaba and probably all the other guys. Now looking at Real Nato here to be our backup point guard on a minimum deal. Because I do expect to be bad, so I just really need guys to fill out the roster at this point. And let's see. And we get Nato on day 2. Alright. Then looking at our roster, we're good at point guard with Wall and Nato. We've got Green and Gary Trent at shooting guard set there. And then we are solid at small forward with Porter Jr., Servetus, and Tate. We have Wood and Martin at power forward. And then center we have Holmes, Olenek, and Maker. So I am set with playable guys. I'll just need to fill out the roster and I'll be set for season number 2. And then for training camps here, I'm going to set Jalen Green to untapped potential, even though he's an A+. Trying to make him a 99 overall player. He's still an A+, but his potential still could increase, I found out. Even though he's an A+, he could still get it. His potential could be in like the low 90s, and now it's the high 90s. So yeah, here's the guys we're playing this season. John Wall, Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., Christian Wood, and Richaun Holmes are the starting five, with a bench of Gary Trent Jr., Kelly Olynyk, Raul Neto, and Kenny Martin Jr. and Jae'Sean Tate to round it out. Servetus and Maker are not going to play. Maker, I'm going to send to the G League. And then system proficiency is 3 stars under grit and grind. It's 3.5 stars under 7 seconds, so I will change it to that. I'm going to change Nate McMillan's coaching philosophy to 7 seconds. Alright, I'm actually here at the trade deadline, and we're trading John Wall and a Rockets 2023 unprotected first-round pick for Spencer Dinwiddie and Lou Williams, so I'm going to look to either flip or just I'll keep on the team and then not bring him back once his contract is up. But yeah, we get Dinwiddie on the team, so we'll get off of John Wall's contract, which is nice. I wasn't expecting to trade him during the trade deadline, but I did. And yeah, we were sitting at 24 and 26. Yeah, I tried to trade Lou Williams, but we can't trade him. I'm going to try to trade Raul Neto, though. Let's see if I can. And I didn't really find anything that I liked for Neto. I don't want him to be my starting point guard. I don't know why they have him as the starting point guard. Probably because I just acquired Dinwiddie and Williams. So I'm not going to automatically put him in the rotation. So yeah, here is actually the rotation. Same starting five. With Gary Trent as our 6th man, Olynyk as our 7th man in the rotation, and then I gave Kenny Martin Jr. some more minutes. 20 to Olynyk. About 16 to Kevin Martin Jr., 17 for Kenny Martin Jr., 17 for Lou Williams, and then Neto getting some minutes. System proficiency is 3.5 stars under 7 seconds with Nate McMillan. Well, let's continue on with the season. And at the end of season number 2, we finished with a 500 record. So definitely a huge improvement from season 1. We winning 41 games. Jokic is the MVP. Cade Cunningham is Rookie of the Year for the Hornets. Fred VanVleet is the 6th Man of the Year. Kawhi, GPOY. And then most improved we get in Kevin Porter Jr. So he has a good season. He shoots 46% from the field, averaging 13 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 83 from the line, nearly 40% from 3. It's very good. And then Kenny Atkinson gets Coach of the Year for the Nets, I'm thinking. And then there's first team All-NBA. Don't see any Rockets. We don't get anybody there. And there's second team, headlined by Ja Morant and James Harden. And then Shea and Ben Simmons headline third team. Yusef Nurkic gets on there, which is interesting. Don't see that every day. Or maybe you do. I don't. And then first team all defense, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard get on there. Rudy Gobert signed with the Spurs in the offseason, so he gets on there. And then all defensive team, Holiday and Bledsoe, AD, Okoro, and Joel Embiid get on it. Yeah, interesting that Isaac Okoro makes it. And then there's first team all rookie. We get Jalen Green on there, which is very nice. And there are the other guys. And then all rookie second team, BJ Boston and Terrence Shannon headline that. As you can see, we missed the playoffs. We had the 4th worst record in the Western Conference, so not too terrible. Really not too terrible at all compared to how we did last year. There's the Western Conference playoffs, as y'all can see. And then there is the Eastern Conference. The Nets did win 62 games, so that was Kenny Atkinson getting Coach of the Year. The Bulls squeak in the playoffs. Wizards get in. The Heat, Pacers, Magic, Pistons, Knicks, and Hornets don't make it. And yeah, as you can see, the Hornets and the Jazz having the worst records in the league. The Hornets only won 7 games. It's pretty crazy. Pelicans and Nets are in the finals, and looks like the Nets sweep the Pelicans in the finals. James Harden is the finals MVP. All right, we are going to move on straight into the offseason here. First thing we're going to do is look at the player stats from last season. Jalen Green shot 52.5% from the field. He averaged 22 points a game. He shot 45% from three. Pretty solid stuff there from Jalen Green. Yeah, 22.5 points. Dinwiddie was our second leading scorer, averaging 15 points a game, nearly 7 assists a game. It's pretty solid. He shot 49 from the field. And then there's Kevin Porter Jr. We saw his stats. He was the most improved player. Gary Trent, 12.5 points per game, averaging 3 assists. And then there's Lou Williams. He wasn't too shabby, but he wasn't very efficient. So yeah, I'm gonna let him walk. Kelly Olynyk, letting him walk as well. He didn't play that well. And then there's Richaun Holmes. He was pretty good. We're probably gonna keep him as our backup center or starting center, depending on who we draft. Christian Wood, not too bad. He was efficient. And then there's Jae'Sean Tate. He averaged 7 points a game. There is Nato. And then Kenyon Martin Jr. And then we're at league meetings here, and for some reason I had it 6 fouls for a player to foul out. Or not 6, 5. I'm going to change it to 6 because that's what it is in the NBA. I had it on 5 because that's what I have it for my historic franchise. So yeah, I'm going to change that. And yeah, nothing else I'm going to change. The trade deadline moving up a week earlier, no, I'm not going to change that or any of these other things. It's not going to eliminate the goaltending rule or the offensive and defensive key violations. Okay. Draft lottery here. Let's see where our pick is projected. And we are projected at 4 with that Detroit pick that we traded for earlier in the video. So that is pretty awesome. That was in the I believe that was in the Avery Bradley trade. So we'll see where that one ends up being. All right, we're at pick 6 here. The Magic get it. We are projected for pick 5, and we do get it. So we don't get 4. We fall to 5. Not too bad. And let's see where the rest of the teams end up in this lottery. They're here in this draft. So yeah, there's the lottery as a whole. And we do not have any other first-round picks. Just the only one we have is at 5. And I'm going to fire my trainer. I'm going to look to get a better trainer. See if I can find somebody who's better. I mean, I probably should have picked up Sean Navarro. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah, we do make an offer to Nicholas Foster. So he'll give us 2 training camps instead of the 1 that we had from Brandon Rush. So that'll be good. And we signed Nicholas Foster. And jumping in here to the NBA draft, where the Charlotte Hornets have the first overall pick in the draft. And they end up taking Chet Holmgren out of Minnesota. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if he's going to Minnesota, but yeah, they take Chet Holmgren. And the Jazz will be up at 2 here on the clock. Let's see who they take. And actually, we've got a trade, which I can accept if I want to. The Kings are trying to move up in this draft. They're trading De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, I do accept the trade. So a first and a second, or the second overall pick and a second round pick for De'Aaron Fox. The Jazz make that trade. And Kennedy Chandler goes second overall to the Kings, so they replaced De'Aaron Fox with him. Very interesting. And now the Knicks are up at 3. They take Patrick Baldwin, who played at my high school, Sussex Hamilton. He's now going to UW Milwaukee to play for his dad, Patrick Baldwin Sr. Bucks are on the clock at 4. Let's see. They take point guard Zion Harmon out of Western Kentucky. He's a little bit undersized, but showed off raw strength according to one of the NBA scouts there. And we are up at 5. So I was thinking about Julian Strawder and Cam Fletcher. I was really thinking about it. I decided I was going to take Cam Fletcher in this draft because I just had a feeling that he was a better prospect, and that was really the only reason why I took him. So yes, here I am. I'm going to draft Cam Fletcher out of Kentucky, 6'7", small forward. Definitely a fan of this pick. He did record the highest vertical at the draft, which is among small forwards. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, we were at the end of this draft here, and I don't believe I had a second round pick, so I just took Cam Fletcher out of Kentucky in the first round. So yeah, and we signed Cam Fletcher to a 2-year deal. And then I'm picking up the option on Kevin Porter Jr., Makur Maker, and Jason Tate. So all three of those guys, I would like to have come back to the team. And then there are pending options: KD and Harden opt in, Jimmy Butler, Kyrie opt out, John Morant opts in. Qualifying offers, we have none. Alright, looking at our team here to see where we need to make signings. We've got Dinwiddie and Lou Williams, so we do have Lou Williams back. I was possibly thinking about trading him, or we'll just keep him as our backup point guard. And then we got Jalen Green and Gary Trent. Small forwards, we were pretty set there with Kevin Porter Jr. and our rookie Cam Fletcher. And we got Christian Wood and Kenyon Martin Jr. at power forward, Holmes and Maker at center. We were pretty much set, honestly. We just have to fill out our roster. I mean, I do like where this roster is at, for sure. So I did find a trade for Lou Williams, 2 future first-round picks. They're both top 3 protected for the Bulls. The one is 2022 and one is 2023. This is the move I'm going to make. That is a nice return there for Lou Williams. Yeah, and Chicago gets a veteran point guard to help out their team. I think, yeah, I'm happy with this trade, and they seem to be happy with this trade as well, and it goes through. So, all right, so we get some Chicago picks for Lou Williams. And then now I'm looking for a backup point guard. Kelly Olynyk has a cap hold. I don't know if I'm bringing him back. Nato could bring Nato back to be our backup point guard, so I'll think about that. Renouncing the rights on Olynyk. Yeah, I'm not going to bring him back because we have Makur Maker and Rashawn Holmes. So yeah, I didn't want to bring Olynyk back. And then those other guys are just depth pieces we're not bringing back. And then looking at a backup point guard here, I do see Patty Mills is here. I wanted to bring him in earlier, but I didn't have the money, so I brought in Raul Nato. Well, now I'm going to offer Patty Mills a contract. Looking at a 2-year deal for him to keep him as our backup point guard for a couple of years. And yeah, we offer Patty Mills, and we get him. So that's nice. We're gonna renounce the rights on Raul Nato. And yeah, we got our backup point guard. I like Patty Mills' shooting and his defense. Alright, I signed a couple guys to fill out the roster, and now we're over to player progression here. Jalen Green has progressed with his mid-range, and he moves up 5 overall points. Maker moves up 9, which is nice. Wood moves up a point. Kevin Porter Jr. is progressing. Gary Trent. Rashawn Holmes is even progressing, which is nice to see. Cam Fletcher's a 79, which is nice. Matt Thomas we signed. He's up a couple points. We signed Rondae Hollis-Jefferson just to be depth on this team. And then there is Patty Mills and Jason Tate. All-Star City selection. We get it this year in Houston, Texas, home of the Rockets. And moving over to training camps here, we have 2 of them. Just deciding who I want to use them on. I'm going to use Untapped Potential here. I will set it for Cam Fletcher, who was already an A+. So hopefully that will get his potential up. Hopefully it'll still get it up even more, even though it was already an A+. I probably should stop using Untapped Potentials just because they don't do a whole lot. I should just use them for defense or perimeter shooting. And then I'm going to send Makur Maker to big man offense. It does improve him a little bit, but nothing too crazy there. And we're going to advance to the next season. So here's our rotation for the moment. I decided to start Kevin Porter Jr. at point guard, and then Jalen Green, Cam Fletcher, Christian Wood, and Makur Maker is starting. I mean, I can always move Kevin Porter Jr., and I can always start Rashawn Holmes if I want to. And then there goes our bench: Dinwiddie, Trent, Holmes, Thomas, and Kenyon Martin Jr. And system proficiency is 3 stars under 7 seconds. Probably, yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. does hurt it. Yeah. So I'm looking to see if there's anything better. There really isn't, so I will stick with 7 seconds, and I'll continue on with we'll get going with the season. So in the middle of the season here, I do decide to change the rotation because Kevin Porter Jr. is struggling at point guard. So it's Dinwiddie, Green, Fletcher, Wood, and Maker is still starting. So yeah, I do have him still starting. I could start Holmes yet if I wanted to. But yeah, I'm giving Maker another minute, and then Gary Trent another minute. Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. is our 7th man currently at the moment. And then Holmes is our 8th man. I'm going to give him 20, and then Kevin Martin Jr. with 15 minutes. So yeah, there is the rotation. And also Matt Thomas is getting 10 minutes. Patty Mills not getting any minutes here. Looking at the player stats at this point in the year, Jalen Green is an 88. He's averaging 29 points. Pretty solid stuff from him. He's efficient with a 55% field goal percentage. Dinwiddie averaging 16.8 points, shooting 47.5 from the field. Fletcher, 13 points, 13.6 points. He's not super efficient, shooting 40%. He's averaging a steal a game, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Trent, 13 points. Kevin Porter Jr., not very efficient either. Maker's okay. He's doing okay, averaging 9.6 points. Rashawn Holmes is averaging 9 points a game. He's shooting just a little bit better than Maker, so I might want to consider starting him. We'll see. We'll see if I decide to. And then there's Wood. He's still doing all right. And yeah, that is that. And there's Matt Thomas. Kenyon Martin Jr. and Patty Mills. So I reset my rotation here. It is Dinwiddie, Green, Porter Jr., Wood, and Holmes is starting. I decided to start him because he's a little bit more efficient than Maker. And then our bench is Trent, Fletcher, Makur Maker, Kenyon Martin Jr., and Patty Mills. And at the end of the season, we finished with a 40-42 record, so 2 games worse than last season. At the end, so we were a little bit worse in season 3. Giannis wins MVP. Chet Holmgren is the Rookie of the Year. Another Rookie of the Year from the Charlotte Hornets. Fred VanVleet winning 6th Man of the Year once again. Anthony Davis is Defensive Player of the Year this time. He had a nice season. Evan Mobley, Most Improved. So pretty solid numbers. And then Brad Stevens of the Celtics, I think, is Coach of the Year. There is first team All-NBA, Luka, Curry, Giannis, Davis, Jokic on the first team. Second team is Harden, Kyrie, LeBron, Kawhi, and Joel Embiid. Third team is Dame, Cade Cunningham, KD, Zion, and Kat, who didn't make a team last year. So that's interesting. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. And then Ben Simmons is on first team all defense, so is Dejounte. And then there's first team all rookie. We get Cam Fletcher on there, which is nice. Happy to see that. And then there is all rookie. Second team, we get Makur Maker, so we get 2 rookies on there. That's pretty cool. I guess Makur Maker didn't play enough last season to make it, so he made it this year. Then the Mavericks and Celtics square off in the finals. And the Celtics push it to Game 6, but the Mavericks win in 6. And Luka is the finals MVP. Here's our stats from season number 3. Jalen Green averaged 28.6 points. shooting 54.9 from the field. Dinwiddie averaged 16.5 points, 2 rebounds, and 8.5 assists a game, 46 from the field. He was 42% from three. Jalen Green was 46% from three, so that's very good. Cam Fletcher, pretty good numbers there. 13.9 points. Efficiency wasn't great, but yeah, not too shabby for his rookie year. He was our third leading scorer. He only shot 25% from three, so he's not much of a shooter. There is Gary Trent and Kevin Porter Jr. They had solid seasons. Sean Holmes still about where he was at during the season when I made him the starting center. So yeah, not too shabby there. 43% from three for KPJ. And then there is Maker, who was a little less efficient than Holmes. I liked him coming off the bench. Wood was pretty efficient still. And there's Patty Mills and Kenyon Martin Jr. Alright, I'm approving players being eligible for the draft once they're 18 years. So they'll be high school players like there used to be. And then I'm approving teams being able to trade first-round picks in consecutive years. And then over to the draft lottery here. Let's see where we are at. We have the projected 7th pick from Memphis from another trade that we made, which is nice. And let's see where we end up. We end up falling to 8, which isn't horrible, but we fell a spot last year, which kind of stinks. And there's the top 3: Magic, Pacers, and Hornets. Hornets again getting a top 3 pick. So that's pretty great for them. Oh, and we also have the 16th pick from Chicago. I didn't even mention that. So yeah, that was from the Lou Williams trade. Very nice. And then here are some of the prospects in this draft: Amani Bates, Jaden Hardy, Amari Bailey, Caleb Houston, and Dior Johnson. So it's a pretty loaded draft class. Amani Bates actually is in the 2022 class now, not the 2023. He reclassified, but I don't believe there's a draft class in NBA 2K20 where he is reclassified. So yeah, we're just going to have to go with this. And there's some more of the prospects as well that I'm scouting or inviting to pre-draft workouts. So I'm looking for a Dinwiddie trade, and I find DeJounte Murray from the Spurs, and I'm just salivating because he's a much better defender than Dinwiddie. So I was going to try to move up in the draft, but I think I like the Dinwiddie for DeJounte Murray swap. So that is the trade I'm probably going to make. I'm just looking at the other trades. But yeah, this seems to be the best trade for Spencer Dinwiddie. I get DeJounte Murray. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to get an 87 overall 24-year-old point guard for Spencer Dinwiddie. Very nice. That trade is accepted prior to the draft. So yeah, I don't move up in the draft, but I get a nice point guard. So now looking at the roster after the Dinwiddie trade, we have Murray and Patty Mills as our point guards. We've got Jalen Green, Gary Trent, and Matt Thomas as our shooting guards. Wood, Martin, and Hollis Jefferson as our power forwards. So we're set at power forward and small forward. And center, I do have Maker and Holmes. So I really could go with anybody in the draft. I could really go with anybody except anybody in the front court or small forward. So I'm going to try to move up in the draft again, actually. See if I'm able to actually do so. Orlando has the first overall pick. I'm going to try that. Trading my Memphis pick, a Memphis pick, and a Chicago pick, and it doesn't work. So they don't take it. I'm going to try for number 2, and I believe Indiana has number 2. We'll try with Indiana and see if we can get it done. Yeah, I'm looking for the Pacers. Let's see, there they are. Indiana Pacers have the number 2 pick. I'm going to try this trade. And they don't accept it. I'm going to try to make this work, though. I'm going to see if I can add a player. Yeah, none of those guys I really want to add to this trade. However, I could trade Patty Mills away, even though because he didn't really play for us, or like Matt Thomas. I think I probably will trade. I probably will trade them Patty Mills. It's like $5 million. It's $5.5 million a salary I wasn't really using, and he's on a 1 year deal. So probably will throw Patty Mills in on this trade. I believe that's what I'm gonna do. Yes. So a Memphis first, Houston. So yeah, and we do get it done. Memphis first, our first, and a um, Bulls first, and Patty Mills, and we get the second overall pick in the draft. Monty Bates does go number 1 overall to the Magic, so that's pretty nice for them. Pacers really did get a haul from us, but we get the number 2 pick. Looking here, probably just going to take best available player, and I do see that's Jaden Hardy. It's potentially the best overall player, but Dior Johnson's rated pretty highly. Victor Wembanyama is the second overall 2K prospect. I'm considering him. He's a 78. So do we take him or do we take Dior Johnson? Is the question, and I am going to take Victor Wembanyama, the 7'2" center out of France. I think that's a nice pick. He says that's Zach Carper says he's a once-in-a-generation physical specimen. So as you all can see, we do have 3 firsts yet in this rebuild to use from other teams, so that is pretty nice. Yeah, there is the draft. Dior Johnson went at 3, Shai Odom went at 4, and Jaden Hardy went at 5. And yeah, we take Victor Wembanyama out of France, the 7'2" center. And rookie signings, of course, we're going to sign Victor Wembanyama to our team. And that wraps up the draft. Team player options, we pick it up on Jalen Green. Richaun Holmes, do I pick it up on him? I'm debating. Right now, it says it's declining because, we just drafted Victor Wembanyama. Do I pick it up? I do. Maybe I don't play Maker this year. That's a possibility. And then, yeah, I am extending the offer on Maker, Porter Jr., Matt Thomas, and Jason Tate. Matt Thomas, no, because he's making $9 million. But I will extend it on the rest of these guys, or extend it toward them. So I decided I am going to give Kevin Porter Jr. a contract extension, even though I offered him the qualifying offer. Gonna offer him a 4-year deal with bird rights, or should I front load it? I think I'm gonna front load it so the contract goes down over the years. So yeah, I'm going to offer that 4-year deal to KPJ. And I'm also thinking about re-signing Christian Wood. He's been pretty solid for us. I think it would be a good idea to re-sign him. So Christian Wood, he's 84. I'm going to offer him a deal as well. Looks like, yeah, I'm going to offer him a 3-year deal and front load it, and it's going to be go down to $20 million a year from $22 million a year after the first year. We're going to offer him that. And we get Kevin Porter Jr. and Christian Wood. All right. Not renouncing the rights on Maker or Jason Tate yet, though. So looking at our team here, we have DeJounte Murray, Green, and Trent Jr. at the shooting guards. So we're really just looking for a backup point guard. It looks like we're good at shooting guard. Small forward, we are small forward. We're set with Kevin Porter Jr. and Cam Fletcher. They're both 80 and above. And then we have Christian Wood and Kevin Porter Jr. as our small forwards, and then Holmes and Wembanyama as our centers. I meant to say power forwards when I was talking about Wood and Kenyon Martin Jr. So really just looking for a backup point guard to back up DeJounte Murray. So gonna look at point guards. We got Satoransky. We have Lou Will, who was on our team. I could think about bringing him in. Let's see, Austin Rivers. We got this Moncado guy. He's a 78. He's a good system fit. I'm thinking about signing him. Brad Wanamaker is here. Let's see. Then Avery Bradley, former Rocket, is here. Jeremy Lin, Sean Livingston. Looking, and I see Rajon Rondo. He's a guy I'd like to bring in, possibly. And NATO is there, too. I could bring him back, but I think I'm going to sign Rondo. We're going to give Rondo pretty good. Yeah, we're going to negotiate a contract with Rondo. 1 year deal. Going to lower it to like 4 point. Going to lower it to like 4.1 mil. Yeah, I'll give him that. I'll just give him the flat contract. And I'll offer that to Rondo, and we'll see if he accepts that. And we get Rondo to be our backup point guard, so that's pretty cool. Definitely going to help us with our playmaking and defense on this team. All right, looking at our roster here, we've got DeJounte Murray and Rajon Rondo as our point guards. Jalen Green and Gary Trent at the shooting guard position. I did sign Torrey Craig to be just a backup player for Kevin Porter Jr. and Cam Fletcher. So, yeah, there's him. Then power forward, we got Wood and Holmes and Wembanyama. So I believe I'm set for next season. So yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys in the season. Player progression here. We have Green going up 5 points, Murray up 2, Wood up 2. We got a lot of progression here. Wood goes to an A+ on mid-range, which is nice. So yeah, seeing lots of progression here from our guys. We're here at training camps here, and I'm trying to decide what to use my camps on. I'm going to set untapped potential to Victor Wembanyama, who's already an A+. So yeah, maybe he'll go up. Maybe his potential will still go up. Who knows? And then I'm going to set perimeter defense to Kevin Porter Jr. I'm thinking. Yeah, I think I'm going to set to Kevin Porter Jr. I'm thinking about it. Yes, I'm going to set Kevin Porter Jr. to perimeter defense. It does help. It does help some. I mean, he goes up 2 overall points for his perimeter defense. His pick and roll IQ goes up 2. So here is our rotation for the 4th season, I believe. There it is. It is Murray, Green, Porter Jr., Wood, and Wembanyama. And then Gary Trent, Cam Fletcher, Richaun Holmes. System proficiency is looks like 3.5 stars under 7 seconds. I don't see anything better. So looking at the stats so far this season, Jalen Green is balling out. He's averaging 33.8 points a game. He's shooting 55% from the field, 47 from 3, 95 from the line almost in 35 minutes a game. So that is pretty exceptional. Kevin Porter Jr. is our second leading scorer, averaging 19.2 points a game. He's shooting 45 from the field, 40.9 from 3, and then 87 from the line, I believe. Murray's having a good season so far. Fletcher's doing pretty good. Yeah. I was about to say Gary Trent. Fletcher's not shooting very well from 3, under 30%. Trent is doing his thing. 45 from the field, averaging 11.6 points, 95.6 from the line. Really good free throw shooting on this team. Wembanyama looking pretty solid as a rookie. I mean, he's not that efficient, but he is scoring 10 a game, which isn't too bad. Rebounding numbers could be better. He's shooting 22.9 from 3. I mean, can't really ask for that much there. He's averaging 7 rebounds, which isn't too bad. I mean, I'd like that to go up, but it's not terrible. Less than a block a game, which kind of stinks. And there's Christian Wood. He's still pretty efficient, averaging 9 points a game, 7 rebounds. And there's Holmes and Rondo. And there's Kevin Porter Jr. too. He's pretty efficient. Or Kenyon Martin Jr., sorry. And at the end of season number 4, we go 46-36. Giannis wins MVP, averages 29.7 points a game, 64.5 field goal percentage, 72 from the line, 35 from 3. So that's pretty outstanding stuff from Giannis. 6.3 assists and then 1.5 steals and 1.6 blocks. Wow. Amani Bates is the Rookie of the Year for Orlando. He averaged 17 a game, shot 51 from the field, 86 from the line, 34.5 from three. Lonzo Ball, Sixth Man of the Year in Utah. I wonder who he's backing up. Defensive Player of the Year is Giannis. Most Improved, Kevin Porter Jr. I think that's the second time he has gotten this award. 18 points, 18.7 points a game, 46 from the field, 87 from the line, 40 from three. And then Lloyd Pierce of the Hawks, I think, is Coach of the Year. Jalen Green did make the All-Star game. I don't know if I mentioned that. That was the second time he made the All-Star team, so that's pretty cool. But unfortunately, I skipped over season awards. That's all right. Looking at the league standings, we were the sixth seed. It looks like in the Western Conference. We were tied with the Lakers, Sacramento, and like three other teams. The Suns, the Suns and the Thunder were also tied with us. The Jazz had the worst record in the West, 21-61. So yeah, it's nice to finally make the playoffs in this rebuild. Pretty happy about that. In the East, Milwaukee had the best record. Cleveland and Detroit both sneak into the playoffs. Jalen Green was second in the league in scoring, which is pretty awesome. He's ahead of LeBron. Damian Lillard led the league in scoring with 35.6 points. All right, going back to the playoffs here, we are taking on the Dallas Mavericks in round one. They do have home court advantage. We are the sixth seed, like I said. Let's see what happens here. Dallas hits a three to start the game. The game wants me to give less minutes to KPJ for some reason. The most improved player in the league. Dallas goes up. They're up by a decent bit. And yeah, they have a slight lead going into the second. We're keeping it close. We tie it up. We take the lead in the second quarter, but then they take the lead right back. They're starting to kill us a little bit. They're up by they outscore us. They're outscoring us again in that quarter. Third quarter. Yeah, we are keeping pace with them. And then we sim out the game and they squeak out a victory. They win by 9, unfortunately. 127 to 118. Jalen Green scores 25, has 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. He was 10 for 16 from the field. 25 for Porter Jr., 19 from Trent. And there's the rest of our guys there. Wembanyama only had 5 points for us. And then Kristaps has a huge game. He scores 35 for the Mavericks, 27 for Luka. In the win there for the Mavericks. They have T.J. Warren, it looks like, and Ersan Ilyasova. And Duncan Robinson. Very interesting. All right. And I'm going to adjust my rotation here. I think we are going to take Torrey Craig out of the rotation, so we're going to shorten it, and we're going to give some more minutes to our starters. Let's see. A couple of minutes to DeJounte Murray. He's going to get 32. KPJ will keep with 33. I'm trying to see where I can put these last 4 minutes. I could give Cam Fletcher some more minutes. That is a possibility. Let's see, 4 more minutes. I'm going to give 1 more to Porter Jr., 1 more to Wood, 1 more to Wembanyama, and then 1 more to Trent. There we go. I am taking a look at their team because I didn't really look at their roster before. They have Tyrell Terry, Luka, T.J. Warren, Ersan starting, Kristaps, Rajon Tucker, Duncan Robinson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Robert Williams, Derrick Jones Jr., Grayson Allen, Jonas Jerebko. So yeah, interesting team. I mean, we do have a chance to win this, but I mean, we'll see. Let's see if we can take game 2 here. All right, we lose the first quarter. Not a great second quarter. A pretty good third quarter, but they just dominated us in the third. And then they're up by about 5 in the fourth. We're keeping it close. And it's not looking like we're going to win this game either. Dang it, yeah, they're going to beat us in this game, unfortunately. Ooh, not good. 126, 122. We lose this one. Jalen Green scores 31. He had a good night. 26 for KPJ. 22 and 10 from Murray. But yeah, we fall short in this one. Unfortunately, Wood has a double-double at 10 and 10. We shoot better than they do, 52% to their 51. But unfortunately, the Mavericks take this one. Luka scores 32. KP scores 27 with 17 rebounds in the win. 19 from Warren, 16 from Tyrell Terry. All right, we're down 0-2. Let's see if we can possibly win this game. Or I'm just actually going to simulate the round. I decided, and we get swept by the Dallas Mavericks. Dang. So let's see what happens in these playoffs. Conference finals, we got Pelicans, Suns, and Bucks and Heat. The Heat are going to sweep the Bucks, and the Pelicans beat the Suns in 5. And it looks like the Pelicans have swept the Miami Heat in the finals. Zion is the finals MVP. All right, jumping into the draft lottery here. I believe we do have a pick. Yes, we do. We have 10 via Chicago and 11 via Toronto. So let's see where these picks end up being. All right, we're coming up here at 11. And let's see. We get 11, and then we'll be coming up at 10 as well. Let's see if we get 10. And we probably will get 10. Yes, we do get 10. All right, we're coming up to our pick here. Bay Fall goes at 8 to Charlotte, I believe that is. The Knicks are up. They take Jalen Lewis, and then our picks are coming up next. Got to think about who I want to take, because I'm really not sure who I'd like to take. Probably just take anybody who I think is best available. All right. Let's see. Shaquille O'Neal is here. Shaquille O'Neal and Cameron Barnes are here. Oh, there's also Bryce Griggs, who could be a nice nice backup point guard for us. So yeah, we got Raven Griffin. He's a 78. Let's see. I probably would take one of those top guys. None of these other guys I don't think I want to take. Might take Shaquille O'Neal here. Either Shaquille O'Neal, Cameron Barnes, or Bryce Griggs. I think we're going to take Bryce Griggs here, yeah. Out of Texas. That's who we will take. And then our 11th pick, we're up here. Let's see. I could take O'Neal. I could take Cameron Barnes. Raven Griffin. I'm taking Shaquille O'Neal here with the 11th pick. Let's see. Looking at player options, I'm gonna pick it up on Jalen Green and Cam Fletcher here. Fletcher has a 2-year team option, so yeah, so that's interesting. Kawhi Leonard and Damian Lillard opt out. Paul George opts out. Jalen Green, we accept his, and Cade Cunningham's option is accepted. Qualifying offers not going to offer those guys. And then we do need to sign DeJounte Murray back. Bryce Griggs is our only point guard. So yeah, and then Jalen Green is our only shooting guard. Kevin Porter Jr., Cam Fletcher, and Shaquille O'Neal at the small forward position. Christian Wood's the only power forward, and then Benny Yama is the only center. So we do need to sign some guys back, like Murray and Trent, and possibly Rashawn Holmes to be our backup center. So yeah, looking into free agency here. looking for DeJounte Murray because I would like to bring him back. Let's see, now I can sign Murray. He doesn't have really a real deal with anybody. He's got 1 year deals. So, yeah, I'm going to offer him an extension. Let's see. I don't know if I want to give him a 5 year deal. Not sure. I may give him a 5 year deal so he can stay here long term. So you're going to front load his deal. So it's going to go from 28 to 26 to 25 to 23 to 22. So yeah, we're going to offer Murray a 5 year deal. Lillard is going to the Magic. Kawhi to the Blazers. Oh my goodness. Whew. It's weird. Oh, they might. There's Gary Trent. I'm going to sign. He has no offers. I'm going to offer him a contract. Let's see. We'll give him a 3 year deal. And I'd like bird rights on him, so I'll offer him that. And we get Murray and we get Gary Trent. Awesome. Yes. Definitely I'm happy about extending those guys. Booker's going to the Clippers. Wow. And I'm going to renounce the rights on Kenyon Martin Jr., I think. Yeah, I'm going to renounce the rights on Kenyon Martin Jr. and Torrey Craig just to save money. And I'm going to look to actually re-sign Richaun Holmes because he is here. Nobody brought him back, so 1 year deal. That's a hefty price for Richaun Holmes. I'm going to lower it some. Let's see. Yeah, 14 mil for a 1 year deal. Wow. Or no, I didn't actually offer him that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to offer him 14 mil. We'll see if he takes that. Let's see. We get Richaun Holmes and then Adrian Price to be our backup power forward. All right. Player progression. Let's see. Green's a 95. My goodness. Murray's a 90. Fletcher is an 87. Kevin Porter Jr. and Christian Wood are both 85s. Wow. That's pretty fantastic. Gary Trent's an 85. Benny Yala went up 4. He's an 82. Holmes is an 82 as well. And then Bryce Griggs is a 78, our rookie we drafted. Okay, training camps here. Let's see. I think I'll set perimeter to shooting to one of our guys, potentially. Let's see. Someone who's not an A+, I'll set perimeter shooting to. It'd be Gary Trent. It says Gary Trent is an A. Let's see, or I could set it to Bryce Griggs or Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, I'm gonna set Gary Trent to perimeter shooting, but he already was a 99. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we kind of wasted that camp. Oops. And then perimeter defense, I'll set to Bryce Griggs, our rookie. And yeah, his perimeter defense is still pretty bad, but we do improve it slightly. So here's our rotation here. Murray, Green, Porter Jr., Wood, and Wembanyama with a bench of Fletcher, Trent, Holmes, Griggs, and Shaquille O'Neal. System proficiency is 4 stars under 7 seconds. Probably we'll stick with that. I don't see anything better. And yeah, I'll stick with 4 stars, 7 seconds for this season. So we get Jalen Green on Team Giannis on the All-Star team, and we're 31-17. We're rolling here halfway through the season. And at the end of the season, we finished with a 52-30 record. That's pretty fantastic. Giannis wins MVP once again. Rookie of the Year is Dariq Whitehead for the Sixers. Looks like he was pretty efficient. That's Rookie of the Year worthy. He was 43 from 350 from the field. Courtney Ramey, Sixth Man of the Year for the Phoenix Suns. Giannis is Defensive Player of the Year once again. Zion Harmon, Most Improved for the Milwaukee Bucks. And then Coach of the Year was J.B. Bickerstaff, I think for the Cavs. He's 58-24 record for that team. There's First Team All-NBA. Chet Holmgren gets on there for the Charlotte Hornets. That's interesting. Ja Morant makes it on second team with Curry, Kawhi, and Patrick Baldwin and KP. And then Kyrie, D'Lo, AD, Kevin Durant, and Jokic on second team. There's first team all defense. Murray gets on all defensive second team. All right, with George, Leonard, Davis, and Adebayo. Pretty happy about that. And then there's all rookie first team. We don't get any Rockets. Doesn't look like. Mikey Williams makes it. Let's see. And then no Rockets on second team. The first overall pick makes all rookie second team. And then we're taking on the Lakers here in the playoffs. Yeah, I'm gonna turn around, simulate the playoffs, and or simulate the round and see what happens. And we lose in 6. We get eliminated by the Lakers. And yeah, that is going to do it for this rebuild. Hopefully you all enjoyed. This was the first time I ever actually did a rebuild. And yeah. Yeah, I'll wrap it up with the playoff stats actually first. Jalen Green had 24. Murray had 12. 11.8 points for Porter Jr. and 10 for Fletcher. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Like I said, hopefully you all enjoyed my first rebuild here on the channel. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye everybody, and have a great rest of your day.